Jay-Z's alleged son, Rymir Satterthwaite, just scored another major legal win, this time with 50 Cent officially stepping in to offer his support in a potential lawsuit against Jay-Z. This major move came only days after a judge approved Rymir's request to proceed with his paternity case. And while things are heating up on Rymir's side, Jay-Z appears to be spiraling. He recently released a bizarre and defensive public statement, accusing Rymir of harassing him for years. Jay's legal team has since followed up with threats to expose what they claim are lies in court. But here's the thing, Jay-Z is doing everything possible except taking a DNA test. A simple test could end this entire saga overnight, yet he continues to dodge it. Now here's where things turn dark. According to emerging reports, the real reason Jay-Z has allegedly avoided the test might not be just about reputation or financial implications, but rather because of the age of Rymir's mother, Wanda, at the time of conception. Rymir claims his mother was not a legal adult when a then 22-year-old Jay-Z got her pregnant. That's a serious accusation, and if true, it would carry far deeper legal and moral implications. But this is not the first time Jay-Z has faced this kind of scrutiny. You may remember, he narrowly avoided legal trouble alongside his friend Diddy after a disturbing lawsuit accused both men of sexually assaulting a young girl when she was just 13 years old. Although that accuser later dropped the case, she has now resurfaced, saying she never recanted her original claims. In fact, she claims she only dropped the lawsuit after being intimidated, allegedly by private investigators sent by Jay-Z himself. And here's the truly shocking part. Major media outlets are refusing to cover any of this. Platforms like TMZ and The Shade Room seem to have a blackout on stories that cast Jay-Z in a negative light. Don't believe it? Go to their websites right now and search for the Rymir story. You'll find absolutely nothing. Despite this saga trending for weeks, mainstream celebrity news channels are acting as if it doesn't exist. And this exact same media silence happened during the Jane Doe case. No major outlet reported when, just last week, a judge dismissed Jay-Z's defamation lawsuit against attorney Tony Busby, who represents the Jane Doe accuser. Once again, a major development was buried. It's starting to feel like many bloggers and influencers are simply too afraid to speak critically about Jay-Z. But you know who's not afraid? 50 Cent. 50 recently roasted Jay-Z on social media, joking about how Jay and Rymir have the same nose, while questioning why Jay-Z is ducking such a basic DNA test. But 50 didn't stop at jokes. According to sources close to the situation, 50 Cent personally reached out to Rymir and offered his own legal team to support him. This marks a huge shift. Until now, Rymir's paternity claims have been largely buried, ignored, or quietly dismissed. But now that 50 is involved, Jay-Z's team is scrambling. They're filing motions to dismiss, launching PR campaigns to discredit Rymir, and essentially doing damage control to prevent this story from gaining traction. Jay-Z recently submitted new court documents requesting that Rymir's latest case be thrown out. According to filings obtained by US Weekly, Jay-Z insists that Rymir's lawsuit is just another chapter in a decades-long harassment campaign. He claims that similar allegations have already been reviewed and dismissed by various courts and that Rymir's continued legal pressure has resulted in a contempt of court order. But Dr. Lily Coley, Rymir's former legal guardian and a paralegal herself, is calling out Jay-Z's legal team for misrepresenting the facts. She strongly refutes the claim that Rymir, or anyone connected to the case, was ever held in contempt. In a formal statement, she said, "This story was not fabricated. Wanda's affidavit has been part of the court record for years and has never been withdrawn. Her sworn statement was the foundation of Rymir's belief about his paternity." Dr. Coley also emphasized that the central issue, Jay-Z's potential biological link to Rymir, has never actually been addressed in court. There has never been a formal discovery process or ruling to settle the paternity issue. She believes this ongoing silence in court records is being deliberately overlooked by the public and the press. And there's another factor getting swept under the rug: Wanda's age at the time of conception. Let's look at the timeline. Rymir first came into the public spotlight in 2015 after it was revealed he had filed a paternity suit against Jay-Z. But the legal battle began in 2014 when Dr. Coley and Rymir filed their first official complaint. That case was quickly dismissed, and according to Coley, it was due to Jay-Z and his lawyer, Lisa Fisher, allegedly submitting false and misleading information in court. Unfazed, Rymir continued fighting. In 2018, he filed a new case accusing Jay-Z of using his wealth and influence to avoid taking a paternity test. But things got suspicious when the court dismissed the case on the grounds that another man had already been identified as Rymir's father. The problem? That man's name isn't even listed on the birth certificate. And, even more alarming, When Rymir later took a DNA test with that man, it proved they were not related. Then came a disturbing twist. Rymir discovered that some of his own legal advisors were allegedly communicating with Jay-Z's lawyers behind his back. In an interview with The Sun, Rymir said he believes he's been denied a fair hearing due to legal malpractice and manipulation. According to Rymir, his mother first told him Jay-Z was his father when he was just 8 years old. Wanda claimed that she and Jay had a brief sexual relationship in 1992 at Jay's aunt's apartment in the Marcy Projects. She said they used protection, but it failed, and after that encounter, she never saw or heard from Jay again. By 2010, Wanda's health had deteriorated significantly, and custody of Rymir was granted to Dr. Coley. At the time, Coley told The Sun that Wanda got pregnant when she was only 15 or 16, while Jay-Z was 22. It gets even more disturbing. In one lawsuit filed in Philadelphia in 2018, Rymir alleged that Jay-Z's attorneys coerced Wanda into signing legal documents while she was hospitalized and recovering from a medically induced coma. These documents allegedly removed Dr. Coley's name from official filings without her knowledge or consent. That maneuver reportedly led to the case being dismissed from the Philadelphia courts. Rymir's family said they had never experienced such blatant corruption. But things would get even darker. When Rymir and Dr. Coley appeared on the Hip Hop News and Censored podcast, they revealed that Rymir was actually shot at shortly after filing one of his lawsuits against Jay-Z. And it wasn't an isolated incident. Coley said strange cars started circling her home, and unknown individuals even drove onto her lawn at 4 a.m. She believes these intimidation tactics were orchestrated to silence them. According to her, this case is no longer just about one man's paternity. It's about challenging the systems that allow the rich and powerful to manipulate the law. In response, Rymir has filed a new lawsuit, this time against the New Jersey court system and several judges. He and Dr. Coley allege that Jay-Z perjured himself by falsely stating under oath that he didn't own any property in New Jersey, a statement which allowed him to argue that the state lacked jurisdiction. But property deeds and tax records have since surfaced that list Jay-Z as a property owner in the state. Rymir's complaint accuses at least 6 different judges of conspiring with Sean Carter to block his right to a fair trial. The lawsuit claims Jay-Z weaponized his celebrity and resources to systematically shut down Rymir's efforts for truth and closure. And the threats didn't stop there. According to the filings, after Rymir began speaking out publicly about the alleged judicial misconduct, his car was shot at again. Dr. Coley said unknown people followed them through their neighborhood, and multiple incidents occurred where vehicles trespassed on their property. Despite all of this, the mainstream media remains largely silent. Recently, Rymir and Dr. Coley sat down with blogger Tasha K to share more details. They again confirmed that Wanda was 15 or 16 when she conceived Rymir with Jay-Z, who was 22 at the time. They also discussed how the courts attempted to dismiss Rymir's case on the grounds that the man listed on the birth certificate must be the father, only for a DNA test to confirm that wasn't true. Rymir made a powerful point during the interview. If the courts truly believed his case was baseless, they could have dismissed it with prejudice and permanently closed the door. But they didn't. That speaks volumes. He also clarified that he's not seeking Jay-Z's money. He just wants the truth. And he's gone so far as to promise a public apology if the DNA test proves Jay-Z is not his father. And now another chilling layer is emerging. While the public focuses on Wanda's age, sources close to the case suggest there might be even darker reasons why Jay-Z is avoiding the test. The question remains, what is he truly afraid of? This case is far from over, and it raises critical questions about celebrity accountability, judicial fairness, and the limits of wealth in silencing truth.